Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Arsenal versus Shakhtar match preview. Champions League time, but first, obviously, tough weekend for us. Tough day today, seeing Man City scoring that last minute win and then Liverpool beating Chelsea after we lost against Bournemouth. It has been a tough weekend, but we have to bounce back. There's going to be a couple of weekends like that throughout the season. Let's hope we don't have as many as the other teams. Let's hope they have more bad weekends than us. That is only way we can win the league. But now we need to focus on the Champions League, and next up it's Shakhtar Donetsk for us in the Champions League. It has been a great start so far. One win, one draw. The win came at home to PSG last time out in the last game, and then the draw at Atalanta in the first game of the Champions League this season. And the way the Champions League has changed these days, you pretty much have to win all your home games and then draw their away games, and you'll be through to the next round. That's all you need to do. If you get 5 wins, you will definitely be through amongst like the top 4, because as you've seen the table right now, like almost every other team has dropped points already. Man City's already drawn a game. Bayern Munich, I think, have already lost a game to Aston Villa. Real Madrid already lost a game. So the way the Champions League is this season, you don't have to win all 8 games. You can't win all 8 games. There's no team that is going to win all 8 games. I actually predicted us to win 5 games, draw 2, and lose 1. So we need to win all the 3 remaining home games and then pick up an away win somewhere. So the tougher games like Inter Milan next up, that is very tough. I did say I'm expecting at least 1 loss in the Champions League phase. I don't know which team is going to be, but if it's a loss, it's probably going to be between Sporting or Inter Milan. But this one we have to win and then beat Dinamo Zagreb at home as well, and also beat Monaco at home, and then try and pick up a result away at Girona or away at Sporting, and then that will be perfectly fine. It's a big week for us. We need to go into that Liverpool game high on confidence, or at least picking up a result after this game that we played against Bournemouth. We need to win against Shakhtar and then proceed to have a big game against Liverpool. Like if we didn't win against Shakhtar and let's say we go and draw 1-1, that would be disastrous. Like the confidence will go down even more. And before the Bournemouth game, I thought we were okay this season so far, having won at Aston Villa, won at Tottenham, almost winning at Man City, drawing at Atalanta, beating PSG. We were doing good. Late wins against Southampton and Leicester, yes, but either way, still 6 points out of 6. So Champions League, you need to win your home games, and you need to start. This has to be back-to-back wins at the PSG one. The PSG one, I think we played well in the PSG game. We were comfortable. We haven't conceded a goal in the Champions League so far this season. And for Shakhtar, they've actually not scored a goal so far this season. So will both of those records both of those records continue, or will both of those records be broken? Are they going to come to a place and score the first goal of the Champions League this season, and us consider first goal of the Champions League season, or will we keep that intact? If we keep a clean sheet, we win the game. I think we'll score a couple of goals. Hopefully we do. So far, Shakhtar, they lost, they drew Bologna 0-0, and they played another Serie A team last time out. They lost 3-0 at home to Atalanta. They're not really playing at home, but I think they play their game sometimes in Germany, sometimes in Poland. They lost the game 3-0 to Atalanta. So this is a game that we must win, and then go into that Liverpool game confident. And that Liverpool game now it's a must not lose. It's almost a must win in that game. I actually think it's literally just between must not lose and must win. You can't lose that game to Liverpool. A draw will still keep you 4 points behind them, but we basically almost a must win in that game. So I want us to go into that game high on confidence. And I think the Liverpool game is so important. I know you're talking about Shakhtar, but the Liverpool game is so important that I've taken that into consideration in terms of what team I would go for in this particular game, because you're already missing the likes of Saliba for that game, missing Odegaard. I don't know how Saka is. We need a strong squad against Liverpool. And as you see, if you don't have like Saka, for example, on the pitch, it becomes a mess, not just in terms of the creation from open play, even the set pieces, the corners and the free kicks we get from that side. We don't really have anyone to take on that side if Odegaard is also not there, unless we have like a Nwaneri on the pitch to try on his left foot to someone else like a Zinchenko on the pitch. Then we literally don't have anyone else. But I am confident going into this game. I do expect a win, and then hopefully we can get a win early and take off some of the important players, and then wait for the Liverpool game, which is very crucial. Bad start after the international break. Bad start. I did say Bournemouth and Shakhtar are the easier games that were coming up, but that was a bad start. So next up, Shakhtar. Listen, we've done this before. We've had games where we've lost, like last season we lost to Lens, and then we went that same weekend we beat Man City. Such things usually happen. So I'll not be surprised like if you lose to Bournemouth and then you go and beat Shakhtar and Liverpool. hopefully that happens, because that would be vital. If you beat Shakhtar and then you beat Liverpool and beat Preston in the Carabao Cup, then the confidence is up. You're about to go through in the Champions League, you're through in the Carabao Cup, and you're back in the conversation in the Premier League. I don't think we're out, but you don't want it to get to like 5-6 points behind. It becomes very, very hard. So which team would I go for in this particular fixture against Shakhtar? As I've said, I've taken it into consideration, the number of couple of changes I'd make, and not just in terms of being scared of injuries and stuff. No, we just need to keep players fresh, and considering they're coming back from playing internationals, we cannot risk another injury. Like, imagine going to that Liverpool game without both Saliba and Gabriel. We don't want that. So this is the lineup I've chosen for this particular fixture. So I have made a couple of changes. So goalkeeper Raya 100%. My back four, I have made a couple of changes. So Ben White stays for me at right back. Even if Timber is fit, I wouldn't really start him in this one. I mean, if he is fit, I don't mind Timber starting. I don't mind whoever starts between Timber and Ben White. But Ben White for me on the right. Saliba starts, obviously suspended for the Premier League, so he starts. But next to him, I've not put Gabriel. I have put Calafiori, and that is the first change for me. Gabriel he played like both games for Brazil during the international break, traveled a long distance, played this game the other day as well against Bournemouth, having to play 10 minutes without his partner next to him. Rest him. He doesn't have to play this game. Rest him. Play Calafiori in this match, a centre-back partnership with Saliba, and then bring in Zinchenko, who is now fit on the left side. Actually, as I say that, I just remembered Shakhtar is from his country as well, so he knows a lot of those players. Plays Zinchenko. The last time Zinchenko played for us in I think the Emirates Cup, was it against Leverkusen or someone? He played really well, actually. So we all know Zinchenko is not the kind of player to play against Salah this coming weekend, but this kind of game against Shakhtar, yes. So that allows you to rest Gabriel, and if Timber is fit as well, that allows you to rest him as well. So for me, Zinchenko, Calafiori, Saliba, and Ben White. I hope that back four is good enough. I think that back four should be able to do the job. Some of you would argue Lewis Skelly, but Zinchenko is back in the team. Give him this game. Lewis Skelly will definitely play a part next week against Preston, and he can even come on in this one if Zinchenko cannot play the 90 minutes. Midfield, back to the same midfield that was working before the international break. Partey, Declan Rice, and Trossard. Now, I had all your arguments about Nwaneri starting the game against Bournemouth. I wouldn't have minded that, but after we went down to 10 men, no, you have to have that energetic midfield. And I rewatched the game again, and I think Rice, Partey, and Merino had a good game. Actually, from all our players in that game, I think Partey was the best for me, and then Rice, and then Merino was also great. In terms of all the challenges and tackles and work rate that they had to do in that midfield, it was a lot. Rice was like on the left side, on the right side, Merino as well. I don't think any three of them had a bad game. But for this one, I'm bringing back the midfield that we had in the last game. Maybe Partey has to start because he didn't really go for the international break, so he's fresh. So I'm going to start him again in this one. I was thinking, should we try Merino and Rice and Trossard, but Partey did not play during the international break, so start him. Rice, maybe you could say, okay, Rice played both games for England, and this other game rest him for Liverpool, but I don't want to change too many things at once, I don't want to change two midfielders every single game, so you can't like have Merino in one game, and then the next game we bring in Trossard, and then Merino is moving position. I don't want too many changes, so the midfield stays like that for me, the way it was before the international break. Trossard was playing well there, and then up front, Sterling on the right side. I think Sterling was playing well against Bournemouth before he got subbed off. I think he was our best player before he got subbed off. He was trying to get on the ball and dribble past a few players and created the chance for Merino in that game. Start him. Let's see him for 60 minutes and let's see what he does. If he does start, and we need a big game from him, because there's no Saka, and without Saka, it feels like the world is completely ending, and we need Sterling to put in a performance so that we feel like, okay, games like this, the Carabao Cup games and the Champions League, and not only that, like the Premier League games, against Nottingham or Ipswich or even Newcastle, we feel like, okay, even if Saka is not there, we can play Sterling and he can do the job, hopefully. So Sterling plays on the right side. Now, I was thinking about not starting Martinelli because obviously he's coming back from that. He had an injury and he had to come on and play that game against Bournemouth. And then over the weekend, those kind of games against Liverpool, Martinelli does a lot of work on the wing in terms of defending, going back and forth and coming back and helping the left back with Salah. Is going to be needed for that. So I was thinking, should we rest him as well for this one? But since he came off the bench against Bournemouth, and on top of that, I also don't want to have a left wing of Zinchenko and Jesus. Jesus is not confident in Zinchenko. This is his first game in a while. I don't want to, just have like a weaker kind of side of players who are not confident and not fit. We don't want that. So I'm going to have Martinelli and Zinchenko on that left side. And then up front, I'm Havertz. So that is my starting lineup. And then on the bench, Neto, Setford, Gabriel, Kivio, Lewis Kelly, Jorginho, Merino, Nwaneri, Saka, if he's fit, Jesus, Heaven, and Nichols. Ideally, what we want to happen, we want to have a comfortable lead by the 60th minute, and then from that point, you can afford to, take out Partey, bring in Jorginho, maybe take out Rice, bring in Merino, even take out Trossard, maybe even change the whole midfield, take out Trossard and bring in Nwaneri, give him a good 30, 35 minutes in this one. And then, maybe even take out Havertz and also bring in Jesus, and then the other side will see what to do. Maybe rest Martinelli as well and give some game time to anyone else on the bench. So that is my lineup. Not too many changes from what we had on the weekend. I brought in Zinchenko for Gabriel pretty much and pushed Calafiori to the midfield. I brought in Trossard back to midfield. So I'm starting Martinelli instead of Merino in this game. Trossard back to the number 10 position. I want us to have an out-and-out create, and I think Trossard was doing great in those games. And then dress Saka as well, because I want Saka and Gabriel to be fully fit for that game against Liverpool over the weekend. It's a crucial game. It's a crucial game. And now that Jota is injured for Liverpool, I think it's going to be Nunes starting. It's going to be a physical battle between Gabriel and Nunes, as we saw last season. So we need Gabriel there. We can't not have Gabriel and Saliba not in the game together, like both of them against Liverpool. We don't want that. So my prediction for the game, I'm going to go for us to keep a third clean sheet of the Champions League season. How many goals will I go for us to score, though? That is usually a problem. I mean, we have scored goals. Liverpool, Leicester scored 4, Southampton scored 3, yes. Man City scored twice, Aston Villa scored twice. Yes, we have scored goals. PSG scored twice as well. But can I see us not getting to like 4 right now or something? I wouldn't really say so, especially if you make the changes. So I am going to go for another similar result to the PSG one. Arsenal 2, PSG 0. I'm going to go for Havertz to score again. And Havertz and Martinelli to score. I was going to go for Sterling, but I'm not sure if he's going to start. So I'm just going to go for Havertz and Martinelli to score 2-0 to Arsenal. And then after that, big game against Liverpool. But first, we have to focus on this one. Must-win game. Champions League home games, the way the league phases these days, you have to win all your home games. Let me know your starting lineup. Let me know your prediction. Would you start Zinchenko? Would you start Gabriel, even though Saliba is not there over the weekend? What would you do? Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.